Have you ever felt stuck? Like there's an invisible glass ceiling on your life? Many have heard of the law of attraction, the idea that our thoughts shape our reality. Bestsellers like The Secret and Think and Grow Rich preach this power. They tell us that faith and imagination aren't just daydreams, but actual tools for tangible success. It echoes Napoleon Hill's famous words, "Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve." But does this actually work in the real world? Let's look at history. Take Roger Bannister. For decades, experts and doctors agreed on one thing. Running a mile in under 4 minutes was physically impossible for a human being. They believed the heart would explode. It was a terrifying limit, a concrete wall that no athlete dared to crash into until one cool morning in 1954. Roger Bannister did the unthinkable. He crossed the finish line in 3 minutes and 59.4 seconds. The impossible suddenly became possible, shattering a belief held for generations. Later, as a neurologist, Bannister explained his secret. It wasn't just physical training. He said breaking the record required training his mind even harder than his legs. He revealed that he visualized the race incessantly. Day and night, he replayed the perfect race in his mind, seeing himself beat that 4-minute mark over 1,000 times. By breaking the barrier in his mind first, his body simply followed instructions. He proved that the physical limits we see are often just mental mirages. Your mind is like a muscle. If trained correctly, it can bend reality. Let's fast forward to a modern giant of strength, Eddie Hall. Eddie aimed for a world record, the first person to deadlift 500 kilograms. That's half a ton. It's a weight that crushes the human spine just looking at it. To put that in perspective, imagine lifting a full-grown grizzly bear, or a racehorse, or the combined weight of 10 average people, all at once. Before the attempt, scientists claimed it was physiologically impossible. They warned that his internal organs might burst under the pressure. The odds were 0. Eddie didn't just practice lifting. He changed his mental script. He didn't visualize a barbell. He visualized a car trapping his children underneath it. By inducing a fight or flight state to save his kids, he unlocked hysterical strength. He lifted the 500 kilograms, proving again that the mind commands the body. These feats show that visualization works, but it requires a foundation. Before the effort pays off, your mindset must shift. This brings us to psychologist Carol Dweck. In her book, Dweck distinguishes between 2 operating systems for our brains, the fixed mindset and the growth mindset. Which one are you running? People with a fixed mindset believe talent is a fixed hand of cards. You get what you get, and you can't trade them in. They see limits everywhere. Tell a fixed mindset person they can double their income, and they'll list 10 reasons why they can't. They stick to what they know to avoid the pain of failure. Dweck proved this with a puzzle experiment on 5th graders. When given easy puzzles, everyone was happy. But when the puzzles got hard, the group split. Students with a fixed mindset pushed the difficult puzzles away. They feared that failing would expose them as not smart, so they quit to protect their self-image. Conversely, the students with a growth mindset embraced the challenge. They asked for more puzzles, saying, "I love a challenge." They understood that struggle is the path to learning. This leads us to Lesson 2, Neuroplasticity. Modern research confirms that our brains aren't fixed. We can improve them in 3 ways: physical growth, increased speed, and rewiring. Take the famous study on London taxi drivers. To earn their license, they have to memorize the knowledge, a mental map of 25,000 streets. Scans showed that the region of their brain associated with memory physically grew larger to accommodate this complex map. Your brain physically adapts to the demands you place on it. Furthermore, when you learn a new skill, a biological process called myelination occurs. It acts like wrapping insulation around an electrical wire. Repeated practice adds layers of myelin. This turns a slow, leaky connection into a high-speed fiber optic cable, allowing data to transmit faster. This is why playing a musical instrument feels clumsy at first. But with persistence, the circuits insulate, and your fingers eventually move effortlessly. Through a growth mindset, you are literally rewiring your brain's hardware, much like upgrading the electrical wiring in a house to handle more power. Lesson 3, the IQ myth. We often assume a high IQ guarantees success, but this is false. IQ tests measure academic performance at a single moment in time. They do not measure street smarts, resilience, or future potential. A score on a paper cannot predict the limit of your lifetime achievement. Alfred Binet, the creator of the IQ test, didn't design it to label people. He simply wanted to identify students who needed extra help in the existing school system. Real-world success relies less on raw smartnesses and more on ambition, consistency, and being goal-oriented principles found in Think and Grow Rich. Lesson 4. Leveraging past achievements. To develop a growth mindset, look at your own history. Find the proof in your own life. Reflect on a time you struggled with something, maybe math, a sport, or a difficult task, but eventually improved through effort. Recall the feeling of overcoming that obstacle. That feeling is the essence of a growth mindset. It proves you can change. Instead of running away from current challenges, create a problem statement for your life and actively seek solutions. Lesson 5. The right way to praise. If you are a parent or mentor, be mindful. Do not simply praise the result or the win. Praising only talent creates a fear of failure. Instead, praise the effort, the strategy, and the improvement. If a child performs well, ensure they don't become risk-averse. Encourage them to try new things and praise the struggle itself. This approach builds resilience. It teaches them that stumbling isn't the end of the road, but a necessary part of the journey. It arms them with the confidence needed to tackle real-world problems, no matter how daunting they seem. To conclude, remember, just like Roger Bannister and Eddie Hall, the limits you see are often just in your mind. You can set a higher bar for yourself. You can decide today that your potential is greater than your past results. Do not let past limitations define who you are. Those are just old data points, not future predictions. By visualizing success, you prime your mind to recognize opportunity. And by applying persistent effort, day after day, you turn that vision into reality. You can literally rewire your brain. You can build new pathways that make success a habit, not a chance. The impossible is just a starting line waiting to be crossed. Go out there and achieve your goals. Thank you for watching. Keep growing.